Hello? Testing? Yeah, good. Alright, now everybody, this is actually my first time performing anything at all. So, yeah, this could either go very good or very bad.
It's okay, we'll be gentle.
I don't move that for a second.
We'll bring Vaseline.
Ew. So, it might be a good or a bad thing that my high school English teacher is here, so big up Mr. Tatum, wherever you are, I can't see you. So I'm gonna dedicate my set to my observations on the strength of Caribbean women, because I find that I tend to draw most of my inspiration from the dynamics of what Caribbean women have to go through and the incredible strength that they display over the decades, you know, no matter what. I think the Caribbean woman is very, very different from any other woman in the world. So some of the pieces I'm going to be doing are my own, and some I'm going to be doing from Caribbean female poets who have inspired me. But before that, this is a chant against fear. Fear from recovery, fear of memory, fear of the boogeyman who lurks behind the bushes on moonlit streets, in bedrooms, in stories. Fear of your mouth, fear of your tongue, swollen and numb, fear of lizards, fear of ships, fear of dead fish, fear of getting lost in your mind, fear of fat, fear of your bones, fear of your fist, fear of dreams, fear of drums, fear of your own coming, fear of the man beside you on the plane, fear of germs in the air, under your nails, on your bed linen, fear of mold, fear of heat, fear of drought, fear of storm, fear of forgetting, fear of forgetting your favorite color, your name, the names of your lovers, fear of mirrors, shadows, lakes, puddles, fear of footsteps, fear of the Bible, fear of the radio, fear of birds' song, fear of the hour before dawn, fear of begging, fear of beggars, fear of dying, fear of falling, fear of fear of fear.
You left out sharks.
That's it. That was actually a piece by Tanya Shirley. She's a Jamaican poet and one of my big inspirations. So that's my first dedication to the Caribbean woman. The next one is a piece by one of, again, I think she might be my favorite female poet right now. Her name is Binta Breese. She's an award-winning poet. She's been honored by the Queen, and she writes a lot. I'm going to be reading, I think, 2 or 3 pieces from her tonight. She inspires me a lot because she keeps it very, very real, and she's not afraid of expressing a beautiful thought about a very, very simple thing, you know. And this piece is about speaking to older persons who, at the end of their, coming on to the end of their life, they tend to appreciate the very, very simple things of life. The simple things of life, my dear. The simple things of life. She rocked to the rhythms in her chair, brushed a hand across her hair, miles of travel in her stare. The simple things of life. A homie corn and the backache gone. Plant me peas, arthritis ease. The simple things of life. Leaning back, she wiped an eye, read the rain signs in the sky, evening's ashes in a fireside. The simple things of life. And speaking of simple things, this is a piece by another one of my favorite poets, Robert Frost, and he's the only man, and he's the only non-Caribbean person I'll be reading from tonight. It's called Lodged. The rain to the wind said, you push and I'll pelt. They so smote the garden bed that the flowers actually knelt and lay lodged, though not dead. I know how the flowers felt. Alright, so this is my piece. Yeah? I'm not ashamed to say that I'm a very lustful person. I nurture my lusts very much. You can call us all you want. Anybody who knows me knows this. Yeah? I'm an animal, just like everybody else. And I really love that very deep, passionate, soulful, inspiring, beautiful moment that you can share with a person that you don't know. And this one is called seedling, which is a verb. My focus, like my composure, breaks. Overwhelmed, and I cannot control my eyes. And my timid smile does not know its place. My body's choreography out of sync. You hand me a pen, and briefly, our fingers seize the chance to make love. And I imagine what it is like. Swoon. And my once steady frame trembles. I am ashamed that my resolve is so easily unseated. And you turn away to packing shelves. And I breathe, releasing the desire that will never flow. Another one of my favorite poets, I actually know her, she's a very good friend of mine. Her name is Janneth Mornan-Green from Jamaica. She taught me for a little while, and more than teaching me what I went to study, she taught me a lot about writing. And one of the key things that I took from her was that when a piece is done, it's done. And this is called falling into EYE. Your look penetrated the lid of my desires, dilating everything. So she's inspired me a lot. And I really love I love in writing the ability to capture very complex thought with only a few words. Like I said, when a piece is done, it's done. So this is my piece. It's called December Wind. It's not really about the wind. Cool comfort, sweetest breath. Evening dew falls gently on naked flesh. Tingling, short days, long nights, clothing, wrapping, beautiful December wind. I should probably tell you guys, I might go over my set just a little bit, so apologies in advance for that. Okay, so this is one of my pieces, and it's called First Air. Air is in the air that we breathe. So lots of wind and air things happening here, yeah, from the Caribbean. So, and this is either a poem or just a list of words. Crisp, smooth, fresh, cool, clean, warm, wet, soft, clear, sheer, far, near, rustling, hustling, bustling, whispering, listening, inhaling, exhaling, roaring, humming, calming, inspiring, satisfying, dancing, racing, whirling, twirling, tossing, igniting, inviting, inciting, howling, calling, dawning, stretching, yawning, falling, morning, hinting, tingling, wincing, squinting, shapes, forming, moving, fast, swishing, past, now, then, there, here, blue, green, golden, brown, white, bright, light, yellow, water, dust, leaves, trees, rivers, pastures, mountains, seas, birds, bees, flowers, seeds, chirping, buzzing, whistling, nothing, branches, strumming, windows, rattling, songs, singing, hymns, ringing, hands, blessing, lips, pressing, dew, frost, cares, lost, April, May, November, December, spring, time, lyrics, rhyme, ears, pierced, words, heard, winds, blow, worlds, turn, ground, lessons, learnt, forgotten, mistaken, commas, pauses, wins, losses, colors, bold, secrets, shown, new, old, stories, told. Sorry, I'm doing such a horrible job. Okay, so this is by Binta Breese. Very interesting thing about her, actually. I met her daughter this morning on Facebook. I stalked her and added her, and I had to tell her that I absolutely love her and love her mother, and I said to her that I'm going to be performing some of your mom's pieces tonight, and she was like, go on man, do your thing. Another thing, her name is Binta Breese, and her daughter's name is Carib. So Carib Breese, only a poet can name their child that. Anyway. During the 80s, the Caribbean, lots of Caribbean countries were coming to very stark realizations, fallouts from so-called independence. In 83, the US bombed Grenada. Jamaica signed with the IMF in 88 or 88, and they've been experiencing the fallout from that ever since, and many other Caribbean islands as well, from our so-called independence and basically our switch from one colonial master to another mainland master, yeah? So this is called Aid Travels with a Bomb by Binta Breese. 400 years from the plantation whip to the IMF grip, and aid travels with a bomb. Watch out! Aid travels with a bomb. Aid for countries in despair, aid for countries that have no share. They're dumping surplus food in the sea, yet they can't allow starvation to be. They buy your land to dump nuclear waste, you sell it so that food your children can taste. And aid travels with a bomb. Watch out! Aid travels with a bomb. They love your country, they want to invest, but your country don't get when it comes to the test. Them gone home with all the profit, your government left upholding a racket. They rob and exploit you of your own, then send it back as a foreign loan.
Thank you.
Interest is on it, regulations too. They even decide your policies for you. And aid travels with a bomb. Watch out, aid travels with a bomb. You don't know if they're on CIA fee or even with the KGB because you think your country is oh so free. And aid hits you like a bomb. Watch out. I really hope I did her justice with that one. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do is by Tanya Stevens, and we're moving into pieces about the strong Caribbean woman. Yeah? And this one's called Sacrifice. There are women who stand in doorways their entire life. They cook, clean, bring up children, cry out to God from the narrow space that separates them from the world of runaway men.
No, I took it off.
When that piece is done, it's done.
Let's feed it on fire.
Alright, this one is called Night Ease, and I'm going to shift a little bit so that I can see. This is by Afua. I discovered this book called Basseterre Woman, and I think that this is perhaps the best collection of papers stuck together that I've ever bought in my entire life. You understand it? This woman, she writes a lot about the connection back to Africa for Caribbean women, and also she reveres the role of Caribbean men in their women's lives, yeah? But this one is called Night Ease, and I'm choosing to read it because it reminds me of my grandmother very much, who I draw a lot of inspiration from. Night Ease. Grandmothers carried loads on their heads, babies in their arms, men in their hearts, cut sugarcane until their palms became calloused and bruised, their backs bent, necks stiff, spines misshapen, and a permanent hurt lodged itself in their shoulders. Grandmothers want to lay their burden down by the riverside. Grandmothers now lose all them teeth, but in their mouths are dirty, tough stories, making bread out of stone stories, and stories of how they made it to the other side, of how time passed and the children grow, and the men die, and the hurt ease, as evening brings with it a purple peace. Now, grandmas sit by their doorstep, gazing out onto the street, smoking their pipes, seated in themselves, oracling the scene. I'm just going to do my last piece, my very, very last piece. This one's called Basseterre Woman. And previously I've had to take out a restraining order against Irvin for this piece because just the very mention of this sends him into a ridiculous, excited, crazy. But I'm going to disappoint him because it's not what he thinks it's about, yeah? I literally actually saw this woman walking one day and I was like, everything about her walk said to me what I observe about the strength of a Caribbean woman who, them don't always have it easy. And they have to swallow their pride and get up and work every morning, a hard, tough job to feed their children without a man. So it's called Basseterre Woman. Fellas, washing cars outside the doctor's office near Port Zante, bawling out irreverent lusts as she parades through a dry, dusty afternoon. And the guys in oversized t-shirts, cut-off shorts and plaid boxers ride along on mini bicycles. And the Jeff, miss, please for her, but she shot past him and take off which she won't push up and set like 10 rat chop. Jeff, me ain't got no money. And close by, perched on the big rocks by the harbor, small boys with sand in their hair and booby shit on their feet on tangled fleece lines, hoping to grab the seedling's boast, pausing. Their eyes follow a young, factory woman, rushing, no, more like marching. Anyway, her step was deep and her strides were long and fast, like she was getting ready to pole vault across the street. Watch her now. Fighting her way through a busy sidewalk, denting the crowd. Everything on she bouncing like New York speakers on Juve morning. Watch her now. Hand them swinging like she want to knock out somebody. Fat bottom cock-off, big long titty them can't even keep still. Chest swell up to she mouth like a brooding yard fowl. Watch her, come on. Tough face twisted, brow creased, eyes squinted, back straight. She marches, bold and head-on into a blinding twilight mist made up of bus exhaust and dust from some wild children playing in the square. At her feet, her Chinatown flip-flops applauding her gaudy parade against cracked, white foot bottoms. Not even angry car horns phase her long, willful strides across a busy 4th Street, wiping sweat, heaving, weaving her way through a labyrinth of old French-style buildings that haven't even been painted since the 1950s. Her feet angrily slapping gum-crusted pavement. Well, miss, the road is yours, no? She wouldn't even look before she crosses. The woman don't care, because every day that factory horn blows, it trumpets her release onto the busy Bay Road at 5:15. She's clean. And all the car washers and bike men and fisher boys and bus drivers along her royal path are her subjects, ruled by no man. She obeys only the summons of a golden brown setting sun. Watch her now, patting down her crown of matted hair. She's not a fancy one, but make way. She's the first one of Basseterre. Thank you guys very much. Really enjoyed it.